The new coffee table book, Boathouses of Lake Minnetonka, showcases the unique beauty and stories behind 35 of the more than 375 boathouses on the lake. The book was a creative collaboration by photographer Melvin and writer Melinda Nelson. Welcome. Good to have you here.
Thank you very much.
Who knew?
Thank
375 boathouses on that beautiful lake, and you have focused on 35. How'd this come about, this collaboration?
Well, it started in the early 2000s. In 2003, I met Betty Hamill, who is an architectural writer, and we got together on an article for MSP Magazine about the boathouses of Lake Minnetonka, and we only showcased about 6 of them. And then we later went on to work together on Legendary Homes of Lake Minnetonka coffee table book. And then while we were doing that, we thought, well, gee, we should do a book about the boathouses. Then we went on to another project, and I went on to yet again another project, the Great Houses of Summit Avenue. And Melinda was one of the writers in Great Houses of Summit Avenue. And being an Excelsior resident, we thought it would be great to finally do this boathouse book.
Let's go ahead and take a look at these, and we're going to begin with one of the iconic images. This is a 101-year-old boathouse, and why don't you tell us a bit about what you uncovered here about this, Karen?
So this boathouse is the Robin Scott Boathouse, and it's owned by Greg and Lorraine Scott, friends of mine in Excelsior. And as I sat down with them, they knew a little bit, but they said, you know, we don't know actually the original architect. And I said, well, that just can't be. And so there were clues, and I pieced them together, and I said to Greg and Lorraine, you know, I think it's this. I think it's this little-known architect. And they said, my goodness, wouldn't that be amazing? And I told Karen my suspicions, and we brought in an expert. And 100 years later, because that was built in 1916, we've solved a century-year-old mystery.
A century-year-old mystery, and we started with that, and while you've been speaking, we looked at some of the other photographs in this. It's really extraordinary. Some of them are really miniature homes, some are the cottages, some are very, very casual. What did you learn about these boathouses that you didn't know before?
Well, I think the thing that I learned was that these are places of respite for the owners. They're very small, they're cozy, they're private, and I think it's where people like to go to just relax and also entertain guests, because you can't get any closer to the water than being in a boathouse.
Well, it's extraordinary. The photographs are beautiful in this. The narration is so insightful. I think anyone who loves Minnesota will want to know about this very famous, one of the most famous lakes in the state. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
There's a big event coming up. You can meet these ladies as well. That's on what date?
It's on May 22nd, which is a Monday night, 6 p.m. at the Excelsior Brewery. And the Excelsior Bay Books is hosting the event.
Wonderful, how appropriate that is. Thank you again. That book launch and more information you're going to find at KARE-11.com, and you can also go to KARE-11.com where we have links and all this information under the 4 p.m. show tab. We're going to be right back. Thank you both.
Thank you.
It's great
Thank you.